Okay, all right. We are live and direct. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's call. My name is Eric McKenzie. I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders, and you have my lovely wife.
I am Dorothy McKenzie. I am the CEO of National Business Builders and the National, what am I?
National Director.
Director.
Yeah. So as you can see, we are here to in honor of Women's History Month. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to ask you guys that you jump on and do us a favor, like, share, and tag your friends, and I'm going to do the same. So give me a second as I share this information with our groups. I'm gonna tag our panelists as well. So give me 1 second. That way you guys will be able to follow with your timelines. All right, give me 1 second.
So we are so excited today about this mission, the Silent Cry Secrets of the Dark. We're going to give you a little bit of information, not a whole lot, about what we are doing with this movement. We are just excited. Like, tag, and share someone so that we can get this information out to the masses.
Okay.
And if you're jumping on, please let us know where you are called, where you're jumping on from.
All right, I just tagged you, ladies, and I'm gonna give you to go ahead and share. So you go ahead and once you get that, go ahead and start sharing with your timeline, and I'm gonna share to some groups as well, because I promised some people that they're going to be able to see this live. So whether you are local, whether you are on another time zone, you'll be able to see this later on. Once again, this is the observance of Women's History Month.
Women's History Month. Right, so we are going to celebrate all month. We're going to celebrate women. We're going to celebrate movements. We're just going to do it.
So if you've been following us, we usually do these calls on Fridays. Okay, so we usually do these calls on Fridays, but in observance of National Women's History Month, we want to do something special. So I'd like to welcome some individuals on the call this morning. We have Pastor Erika T. Moore. She is out of Littleton, North Carolina, and I know that because I remembered. and she's actually the visionary
of this awesome movement.
Absolutely. So what we're gonna do is I just wanted to share some information with you about her. And then we're gonna have her talk about herself a little bit briefly, and we're gonna start our interview, man. So I hope you ladies are happy and excited to be here. We got another very special Ms Tammy Fuller that's on. We're going to be bringing her in as well and introducing her officially. But I just want to start with you, Pastor. I thank you for allowing us to have you on the call, and don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my head. I'm still getting some information. So once I get this, I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions, but I want you to kind of be relaxed, okay? I want everybody to. I know we're in the pandemic. I know that, okay? I know we're in the pandemic. I know a lot of people are really wanting to know how we're actually doing at this time. But the whole idea is, the whole idea is we had to adjust. We had to adjust. Of how we actually did our lives, okay? And as anything else, we adjust. But just a little bit about Pastor Erika. She's been happily married to Apostle Adolph Moore for over 7 years. She has 5 daughters. She is a co-founder and entrepreneur of NBB Publishing for over 6 years. She's also an entrepreneur, a financial strategist, and a financial literacy educator. She is a business owner and has pretty much a business owner all her life. All right. But the whole idea is that she is an author and she's an educator by profession as well. She was a teacher as well. Um, she is really, really looking forward to building and leaving a legacy for her children. So, Pastor, that's your short introduction. Just wanted to share that with you. Wanted to know if you could tell me just a little bit about yourself and why you decided to head this solid cry movement.
So you broke up a little bit. I heard you say you want me to tell you something about, was it myself?
Just a little bit about yourself and the silent cry movement.
Oh, okay. Okay, so hey everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning. I as Coach Eric said, I'm an authorpreneur slash entrepreneur. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a pastor, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. To tell you about just a little bit about the Silent Cry, Seekers of the Dark, we are more than a book. We are a movement. And together, my vision, hopefully, we become the world vision, is to raise awareness and educate victims, people who have dealt with any type of traumatic duress in their lives. Some are able to get over it, some aren't, especially those who deal with any type of sexual assault, domestic violence. And we're so good, society is so good at blaming the victim and praising the predators that that person is actually reliving that attack and going through so much even more. So I decided that I no longer wanted to be silent about my issues, and I wanted to educate and bring awareness. I no longer wanted to die a slow death.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, I'm so excited about this movie because you asked me to be a part of it, and when you called me, I was like, oh wow, I think there might be something that I want to do, but I was a little nervous, at the same time about it because we're telling about things that that we really don't really want to talk about, but we know that it's going to help somebody. So I mean, that's just amazing. I'm so excited about this movement and everything. I'm excited about it. So a little bit. Can you give us a little tad bit about your part in the book? Just a little tad bit, then we're gonna go on.
So you asked a preacher to sum something up in 2.5 seconds. I'm gonna do my best. Real quick. My part. I'm dealing with fear. I'm dealing with. I'm writing about my role of sexual assault, molestation by a family member, and how I was trained as a child to cover up and be more concerned about the predator's feelings than my own. So to fast forward into life today, a lot of my decisions that I have made all stem from my past and my upbringing, not being able to identify what's real, what's not, what's painful, what cannot hurt me anymore. And I didn't realize I was dying until I heard the words again, she's lying. Wow. And it all took place last March. During this time, I began COVID with 2 broke feet. So I was laid up. And if anybody know anything about me, I don't like people seeing me. I don't like you seeing the vulnerable side of me. If you see me crying, now I gotta fight you because you pushed me into a corner, but I couldn't run. So my husband got to see a side of me, and my daughter. I don't think my daughters have ever seen me cry outside of someone dying, but they saw me just have a knockdown moment. And it was during that time, after I got that all out, God gave me the Silent Cry, Secrets of the Dark, and He told me to go forth.
Woo!
Wow.
Wow.
So when you say that you were basically exposed,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to get too much in detail with what you were going through because, and I definitely don't want to make light of what you went through because everyone experiences some type of trauma.
Right.
And for everybody who's out there listening, it's not about so much about the trauma we experience, but it's more so how we actually react and respond to that trauma.
Yes.
So it's very important that you hear each other when we're actually crying out for help and asking for help. Oftentimes we don't know how to respond to people who have experienced some things and who are looking for some help.
Right.
But the biggest thing is we have to listen. We got to listen.
Yes.
I mean, nobody wants to hear that somebody that they care about has been hurt, but they definitely don't want to hear that they can't really do anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was amazing. That was amazing story, man.
I'm excited, about reading your story. We all have a story, and I'll be sharing mine as well. But we're gonna talk about you ladies today. And next up, we have Evangelist Tammy Fuller.
Hey, young lady, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than amazing. I know there's a time delay, and we're gonna work with that. So it may just be kind of an awkward pause, but don't worry about it. I know it's a time delay. But what I'd like you to do first is let us know where you're from and what you do for a living. Where you're from, what you do for a living, and we're gonna get started with that. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, okay?
Okay, I'm Evangelist Tammy Fuller. Originally from Fayetteville. This has always been my home. When my husband was in the military, we moved away for about 8 years or so, but we're back. We've been back longer than we were away. So we've been here all our life. We've been married. Bishop Fuller and I, his name is Bishop Michael Fuller. We've been married for 38 years. We have 3 children, 7 grandbabies, and love them all. Yes. And so we pastor the Word of Life Tabernacle here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And on the outside, I work in the public library system as a youth services library associate. So that keeps me kind of busy. So with all of that, I'm just rather busy from day to day. So
Okay.
that's that beginning
30,
nutshell of who I am.
38 years of marriage?
Yes.
Wow, you
Yes.
must have got married when you were like 16.
We want to be like
He is my
when we grow up. We get ready to hit 20. We want to be like y'all when we grow up.
Man, 38.
well.
So
Yeah, we met in high school and we hung out together.
So I was right. You got married when you were 16 then. No, you look really young. That's why I was saying. Really
well, a few years being 60. Yeah, a few years.
Okay. All right. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
awesome
you.
that you guys have been together for so long. You rarely find that in today's society. So that's amazing. So are you a business owner? Oh my goodness, we lost her.
We lost her.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Okay.
So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. With this thing going on, we're not gonna even worry about that. We popping in and out. Just let you know, if you guys are just getting on the call. My name is Erika McKinley. This is Dorothy McKinley. We are owners of National Business Builders, and we have these calls that are representing business owners. And this month is National Women's History Month. And what we have done was we decided to host a call for the entire month. Every second this month, we're going to be introducing you authors on this project. So we got Evangelist Fuller back, Evangelist Tammy. Thank you. I know we're going to be in and out. Don't worry about that. We'll get it right.
Right.
Don't worry about it. We'll get it right. So, are you a business owner? That's what I wanted to ask you. Are you a business owner?
No, no. I tried it, but nah.
Okay. Well, the reason why I ask because we know a lot of we know a lot of people, especially nowadays, they own some type of business, whether it's a small business, whether it's some type of other opportunity. But in the ministry,
But you got the church. That's business.
that's a business as
The
well.
church
So
is a business.
I need you to understand
We
that.
need you to
Yes.
say that.
We know that's business. So,
That is business.
so just tell me before I ask you the next question,
Yes.
what's your favorite quote? Do you have a favorite quote or a favorite scripture?
My favorite quote, favorite scripture is Lord, joy of the Lord is my strength. And if I've got joy, I've got strength. And so that's so important. And these days, we need to have strength in order to continue on this journey and to do all that God has called us to do. So that's my favorite quote. Pray my joy in the Lord. Because if I've got joy, then I've got strength.
I know that's right. So I wanted to ask you, as you are a part of this movement, this organization, this authorship, and we lost her again. So we're gonna get back with her. We got a couple other ladies that jumped on the call that's actually authors as well.
Good morning, Tarsha. Good morning, Teresa.
And
good morning.
We decided to do something. We decided to do something a little bit different with these calls because it's Women's History Month. I was supposed to do some other things. I was supposed to do some things. Time didn't permit, but I apologize. But we actually connected with some other business owners, entrepreneurs, and they decided to sponsor these calls for us. They agreed to sponsor the call. So this particular call, and every month it's going to be being brought to you by Diamond Marquee Grill and Catering. Also, my wife, Wealthware by D. More Production, that's the MEP Publishing. And then also Butter Me Up, Butters. And I'm going to talk about these sponsors a little bit later and talk to you about their names and what they do. But I appreciate them for sponsoring us and being a part of this movement, because women should be recognized not just in 1 month, but every day. You know, y'all are the backbones of our households, of our families, and of our lives. Without a woman, you know, we wouldn't be here. So, you know, that's very important. But I wanted to ask you, Evangelist, what made you decide to partner with Pastor Erika and be a part of this project?
Well, actually, when Pastor Erika called me, or she sent me a message, I was kind of surprised, kind of taken back, but the Lord had been already dealing with me of sharing my story and writing. And so when she called, it was an immediate yes. And to not give away too much from the basis of being the first lady and what it's like being in this seat and in this role. And so I know a lot of us, we go through a lot. We've been pastoring now more than 25 years. And so as a first lady, and we, you know, as first ladies, we experience a lot of things. And so it's just a way to share that we are not alone, that we all deal with different things. We all go through different things. But being that first lady.
Oh.
It's okay.
And that's okay. She'll be back. But just what she was saying, you know, as women in the ministry and in positions, I'm sure you all see a lot of things. And not to get into y'all story, but I'm sure some of y'all experienced some things firsthand. But just to hear the stories of young ladies that are coming across your path and being able to deal with it in the ministry, especially in the ministry, you're a counselor.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a counselor. Now, I don't know what the qualifications are of being a counselor in the ministry is, what type of classes you have to take. But I know as a pastor, as a pastor in that position, you're going to be called to talk to some people. You're going to have to be able to discuss some things.
Take on a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, how do you, Pastor Erika, how do you receive and actually process when you have to deal with someone who hear a tragic story or some type of trauma that they go through?
Well, my husband has taught me a lot. I wasn't brought up apostolic, but we met as apostolic. And the one thing he teaches is don't bring your emotion into it. You have to come through the Word of God. So even though I relate to a lot of the women and their issues and their circumstances, I always have to be present with the Lord to give them sound doctrine and not my opinion. So sometimes it's hard because you just want to hug somebody, and especially someone that is close to you, especially if they're dealing with domestic violence or molestation. My first response is I want to fight because that's part of my story, but I can't let that come out. So I have to always be prayed up and ready. I can't get ready. I need to be ready when they come.
Absolutely. And Evangelist, we were just asking, because I know we got cut off, and don't worry about that, but we were just asking in response to what you were saying as far as being a first lady and going through some of the things that you have gone through, and you see, you were asking, and I'm going to ask you a question. How do you respond? How do you process when a young lady may come to you and you have to actually counsel her about something that she's actually gone through or going through? How do you process that?
Well, first of all, let me say I changed devices, so I don't know if it was me. I was on a smaller device, so hopefully that will fix this problem, me getting kicked out. But I changed devices. But when women come and they are dealing with different issues and different things, I allow them to give themselves a chance to share. Just tell me what's going on, because I believe in creating a safe space for women or even men to share and to talk, because sometimes they feel like they don't have a safe place, and that somebody not only is not going to understand but believe them, and that they can't feel safe with sharing their story because they're not sure how far it's going to go or what you're going to do. So I want to give them a safe place, and my response is to sometimes feel that empathy. Hey, I feel what you're feeling. I may not have experienced that same thing, but I feel what you're feeling, and to of course pray about it, but at the same time trying to give them some sense of direction to help them know that what they're in is not hopeless, that what they're in, that they can come out of it, that they can be saved from it. But the thing is to encourage them, to let them know that they are somebody, that they are special, that they are not what the situation is, but they are better than that. One of my other favorite tags is I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And in the process of sharing and talking to a woman, I want them to understand you are good. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a good person. So helping them to see and to understand that whatever abuse situation, whatever's going on, that is not them, but that God created them in his image, and he made us beautiful and made us wonderful.
That's awesome. That, because I'm sure, being in the church, I'm sure you get a lot.
Yes.
And you have to deal with a lot. And a lot of times you have to sit back and you have to kind of think about what they're going through and put yourself, in that same situation. And it's like, okay, well, what would I want to hear?
Right.
What would how would I feel? And then you have to kind of go from there. I'm not I'm not a pastor. I'm not, in the church like that. But I can definitely tell you that if I was a parishioner in the church and I go to, my leaders, then I want you to, to kind of feel what I'm going through.
Right.
Go pray about it. Go pray about it. Okay, yeah, we're going to pray, but I need you to also, be with me.
Right.
And that's about having empathy. That's about having empathy, being empathetic towards some situation. I learned in the military, you never tell anybody how they feel.
Right.
That's a slap in the face. You never tell anybody how they feel. But you need to be able to be empathetic. You need to be able to have an ear. Because like you said, listening is very important. People really want to talk.
Right.
It's embarrassing enough. It's embarrassing enough for someone to be in a situation that they feel like they can't talk about.
Right.
But then when we as leaders, we find ourselves over talking the situation and not listening, and you know, you don't know how much it took that person to even muster up the strength,
Exactly.
right? To even
Exactly.
just come in and just say something.
Right.
Just say something, because now you
That's
know,
true.
you've already been violated once. Now
Yeah.
you got to go through it again every time you talk about it.
Yeah, and
Right.
then you worried about they could be worried about being judged.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mhm.
the
Right.
church, that whole
Right.
judgment thing, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
just think about the amount of women and just people in general that are in the church. And I'm not down in the church or anything, but they're afraid to even come out because they think they're gonna be judged.
Right. Right.
You know,
Mhm.
so you have to be that person that's not gonna judge. You know,
Right. And you have to make them feel safe that
yes,
it's
Yeah.
okay to share what's going on. Time and time again, I've heard other women say, you know, well, for so long I hid him. I hid what was going on. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to share. And it's like, okay, but it's not making it any better. And so
right,
just really helping people to understand it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to share. And oftentimes I would say that, you know, as being first lady, sometimes we are very, we're closed. Because we have to protect the ministry. We're protecting our
Mhm.
relationship. We're protecting the man of God. We're protecting our family. We just, so I can't tell what's happening, because when we step on the pulpit, the podium, the platform, or whatever, we want people to see God. We want them to know. And it's not about hiding and covering. People would think, oh, well, you're hiding. It's not that. But I learned very early on that everybody in the church can't handle what you're going through. They
That
can't
part.
take it. So you know, they say we can, but when we
Uh,
start, as old folks say, airing our dirty laundry, you done
Mhm.
lost it right then. So we
you,
have to
you,
be careful.
right,
you're right. Everybody, it's not just everybody in church. And I want everybody to hear this. That's listening. It ain't just the church.
Right.
It ain't just the church. You know, one of my coaches and mentors, he made a comment. You know, because I everybody's out there saying, you know, this goes out to my haters. You know, my haters make me greater. Well, you know, the people that are close to you is really hating on you,
mm,
and it's the people who love you. That's going to be actually speaking to you like that. So you get more love from a stranger times than you
Mhm.
will
That's true.
from who knows you. And the fact that is sad, it's really sad that we all come from the same place.
Right.
mm,
We oftentimes experience the same experiences.
Right.
And now you have to be concerned about how somebody's going to receive you who
Right.
say they love the same God that you love.
Right.
mm,
That's true.
Amen.
Everybody ain't in the same place. So you're right, everybody can't take it.
Can't take it.
Yeah.
We want to be transparent.
Right.
We want to be transparent. We want to be
Right.
open. But there's a time and a place for everything. And
Exactly.
there's
Amen.
a place to show yourself.
Right.
People are not in the right space with God as you're in that space. So you got to be wise. God gives you wisdom. Um,
Amen.
so yeah, that's real.
That's
Everybody,
real.
that's
you,
awesome.
you're
That's
right.
real.
Everybody don't want to take it. That's the
No.
thing. Listen, I got a problem, Pastor. I have an issue, and I need to talk to somebody.
Hmm.
And the first thing you tell me is, I don't have time. I'm not coming back.
I'm not coming back.
So you know, it's just a lot of things you got to deal with.
Right.
So you got cut off earlier. You got cut off earlier, and I
Okay.
want you to finish your statement if you don't mind. What made you partner with this movement?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Like I said, when Pastor Erika first asked, it was something I had already been contemplating. A word had been spoken, and I just kind of blew it off. But when she called, I think one Sunday, I think it was, just kind of out the blue, it kind of took me by surprise. And when she began to talk and tell me what was going on, I knew immediately, first of all, that was God. And I just wanted to share my story, a portion of my story, what it's like to be a first lady. A lot of times people think they know what it's all about being a first lady, I'm not trying to tell everything, but they think they know, but they don't really know what we as first ladies go through and what we do. And I know um, I'm kind of archaic because now they don't consider first ladies. It's like, oh no, you don't have that title anymore. You are the pastors, you're a pastor, whatever. But no, I'm a first lady because I'm his wife first. Even though I do preach, even though I teach, I evangelize, I do it all. But when it comes to what we do here in the ministry, I'm known as first lady. I carry a whole lot of titles, but so to share that, I just wanted to share just a snippet because it's really just a snippet of what life has been like as a first lady. Because as a first lady, just as the title is, silent cry. We can't tell everything. We have to do a lot of things in silence. We deal with a lot of things in silence. But yet, when we stand before the people, we always have to have a smile on our face. We're showing love and hey, we got you. You know, the Lord is good. So I just wanted to share just that to let people know, to hopefully give them a glimpse of what it's like being a first lady, that they will come to a place to understand their first lady a little bit better and how to not treat her, but how to respond to her and how to be there for the first lady.
That's amazing because when you talk about flipping the script and showing people that you are a person, I don't know why people don't think that. We got to stop putting people in
right.
Because you breathe, you go to the bathroom just like everybody else.
Pretty much.
You have issues like everyone else.
Right.
You have concerns like everyone else. You may have a higher call on your life, and then you know what? I'm gonna say this. Everybody got a higher call on their life. Everybody just ain't accepted.
That's right. That's right.
You may be in front of somebody, every day or every Sunday or every 3 days a week or whatever.
Right,
but everybody got a higher call. See, that's what I learned. I'm from the country.
He's actually not from the country. He's from the city part of the country.
I'm from the country. I'm from the country, and I grew up country with country ways. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: what we have done is we are ready to sit back in the audience. We're ready to sit back in the pews. We're ready to sit back and reap a lot of benefits, but nobody is wanting to do any work. And the Bible says the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. So when we do that and we start putting people in positions and places, and we say, well, you know what, the man and the woman of God get sick too. Mm-hmm. They can fall into depression as well.
That's right.
They can have spirits on them as well.
That's right.
It's as a matter of fact, the higher you go, the bigger the devil.
That's true.
So we have to pray for our leaders.
Right.
Inside. Go ahead.
And I would always tell people the only difference between me and you is that I've accepted the call and you haven't accepted yours yet. And I'm trying to walk out what it is that God has called me. That's the only difference. Like you said, Brother Eric, we go through, our children go through, we get sick, we get frustrated, we want to go on vacation on Sundays and not tell nobody that we gone. And they looking like, where's Pastor? I would tell my husband, what do they do if we just don't show up on a Sunday morning? And who's gonna call us to find out where's Pastor and them at? But he's not gonna do that because some days I be wanting to do that. Like, hey, instead of taking that left, keep going. Let's go somewhere. Let's go to South Carolina somewhere. We going somewhere else and see who call us.
That's right.
You want to do those types of things,
Right.
I want to skip church sometimes too.
Right.
Yeah. That's right.
I want to go eat breakfast before I go to church and show up at 11:30.
That part. Yes.
That part right there, man. So what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just jumping on, we're actually in observance of Women's History Month. Got together with these amazing women. I talked to Pastor Erika T. Moore, who is the visionary for this movement.
Amen.
I said, hey, I got an idea, Pastor. Let's host this all month and see if your ladies want to come on and talk about themselves. And I just thank God that we're able to do this.
Amen.
Because we do a lot of things in our business. We're getting our business together, but our main focus is getting other people out there to so others can see their vision. Also, we talked about, sponsorship this month. For the whole month, we got sponsors. So we got Miss Lorraine Bradley out of Baton Rouge. She's Diamond Marquee Grill and Catering. She's sponsoring us this month. We're going to have some of her products that we're going to be giving away this month. We're going to give some products away. All right. Now, all the ladies,
muscle catering.
all the ladies, they're going to get some things. So y'all going to get some stuff in the package.
So ladies, those ladies that are on all of the co-authors, you're going to be getting all of the sponsors. You'll be getting some samples and things from sponsors for the month. Okay.
And we got we also got Miss April Frazier. She's out of Charleston, South Carolina. Butter Me Up is her company. And if you see along the little scroll right here, I got the websites. Okay, so she does a lot of beauty supplies, healthcare, body butters.
Body butter. That's body butter.
She does.
We stay real smooth over here with that body butter.
She does a lot. She doesn't just do body butter. She does a lot of things.
Oh yeah, she does the sea moss.
And elderberry, things like that. So she's gonna be getting. We're gonna be getting some things from her and sending some things out as well. And then we have my wife, my queen, truly. Wealth Wear by D.
All right.
She does more than t-shirts. She does a lot more than t-shirts. She does a lot of different things. So we're gonna make sure that somebody gets something, gift for that. And then we have NEP Publishing, who is actually co-owners with Pastor Erika. That's her and her husband.
That's right.
If you are looking to publish your book, if you have a vision, books, any type of literature, guys, you got to get with them because they are A1. Okay, they're A1. So these are our sponsors for the month of March, and I'm excited. Thank y'all for jumping on. If you just jumping on, guys, we're talking about the Silent Cry, a movement. It's not just a book; it's a movement, and it's a total of 10 authors, right? 10 authors.
There's 10. Okay. There's 10 of us.
So, Pastor Erika, let me get back to you because you're gonna be kind of our guest co-host. All right, for the rest of the month, right? You're gonna be kind of our guest co-host. If you feel like you got any questions that you want to ask or anything you want to share in addition to, feel free to jump in. It's your vision.
Okay.
It's your vision.
Okay, I have some questions. I have a question. Well, first I want to say, on behalf of MEP Publishing, we're going to give out some free books. How about that? So we're going to give out some free books to some people. All right. I hope my husband is still sleeping and didn't hear me say that. But we're going to give out free books. But I think he's on. But my question, I have two questions. So my first question is going to go to Pastor Tammy. Hey. So you was talking about when the women come to you or men come to you about safety or whatever they're going through, they want to talk to you. What is your stand on, as the first lady, whatever comes to you, or even as a pastor, whatever someone shares with you, whether you like this person or not, what is your stand on repeating what they said to someone else?
Okay. Yeah. Well, confidentiality is of utmost. You have to be confidential. But however, my disclaimer is if what you're telling me is something that you are in danger, you are your life is in danger, or somebody else is in danger, there's something going on, I'll give you a space of time, and I'll tell you it's a week, a couple of days, that you got to make a move. And if you don't say or do anything, then I'm going to take that next step. If you don't feel comfortable with doing it by yourself, I'll come with you and we'll say or do whatever we need to get done to make sure that it happens. But I want them to know, confidentiality. My husband and I, we share in ministry. I don't believe in keeping anything from him because he is the head. He is the leader of the ministry, and God is going to hold him accountable for what happens to people, especially those that he has assigned to our care. And I share with him, hey, this, and this is going on. You know, you need to know, and we will come together. If I'm telling him I'm working on it, you know, he's there to make sure that we're covering all bases and everything is going on. But so far as that, I share with him because, like I said, he is the head. But, you know, if, like I said, if there's something that's going on, if the individual, what they're sharing, if it's detrimental to their health or their safety, then I'm going to help them to see what steps we need to take to get them out of that, because that's important. And again, they need to know that they can feel safe with what they're sharing with me. I'm a person, I don't believe in exposing someone's business across the pulpit or telling, you know, like, hey, you know, and then everybody knows, oh, they talking about that person over there. So no, confidentiality
So
is
what
of
about,
the utmost.
so what about maybe some of your other leaders, ministers or whatever, someone confided in them, but then like gossip, it spread like a bushfire. How do y'all handle that?
You will find that people in the congregation will know a lot of information that you as a leader don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes they will hold it. And then when the fire gets too high or it gets too bad, and then when you want to call a meeting and you're saying, hey, da 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 is going on, then all of a sudden people start saying, well, yeah, I this, I that, I that. So we try to encourage our people to empower them because they are leaders, especially those that walk in the calling of ministers and the deacons, that if someone is talking to you and they feel comfortable with you, because I understand everybody's not going to feel comfortable with coming to me or my husband. But if they find that person, especially another minister and a seasoned minister at that, that they can go to and they can share, we tell them, hey, you keep that confidence, you work with them, you help them out. But when you get to the point where you don't know what to do, don't you make a mess by keeping it and saying nothing. You
Yeah.
need to come to talk to your leaders. You need to come and say, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. And I want you to know, because now we're at a place where we don't really know what to do or how to handle it. We've gone as far as we can. So we try to build that trust that it's okay to form those relationships, but make sure that person is much, 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 much stronger and seasoned in the Lord than you are. And that when you get to a point where you don't know what to do, then you really need to say something. We try not to get into that, you know, tattletale, because again,
Yeah.
you want people to feel confident in who they're talking to know that when the grits hits the fire, so to speak, they're gonna go tell Bishop, because they may not want to, they may not feel comfortable. They come and tell me, and we work it from there.
Okay. And Dorothy, what made you, well, first let me say this. I know from the, I think the 3 years that we've known each other, I know that you're pretty much, you know, quiet, you're mellow, you stay to yourself, you know. What made you say yes to this project?
What made me say yes was just the thought and the fact of me being able to help somebody with my story. Because I know that there is somebody out there that has went through or is going through right now the same thing that I went through starting out at the age of 16, okay, for 6 years straight. So when you called me, I was surprised, but then at the same time, I was kind of relieved, because it was like, wow, now I get to really share this story that I really been kind of hiding and just not even thinking about, but I know that I need to share this story because it's gonna help somebody. And that is my mission. I want to help somebody get out of that situation that they're in right now, or help somebody to heal from what they've been through. That's my mission.
That's deep.
That's good. Yeah. And
And you know, even being able to even being able to speak to groups of young ladies, and well, let me not say just young ladies, young people, because oftentimes it takes two.
mhm.
Either it's one initiating and one receiving. It still takes two. But even getting to the point to where you can speak to groups of people about what is proper and what's improper, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, what abuse is and what is not, and what can lead to trauma, and it's not just, and not to, like I said, once again, not to take anything away from you ladies, you know, I appreciate everything that you're talking about, that you're going through, but also there's some men that experience trauma.
That's right.
Yeah.
That are, you won't hear as much from men because of, you know, men. You know, we don't want to feel
macho.
But you know, it goes back to feeling trustworthy, feeling like you trust, not being judged. You should have known better. How'd you get yourself in that situation? You know, it's a lot of things. I remember being in the military. See, the military calls it hazing. We call it hazing, but it ain't hazing. It's assault. And there's a lot of young men that I had to come into contact with in different jobs of the military, different jobs in different fields, that were hazed. They didn't know that they would be assaulted. They didn't know, because that was the norm. That was the temple. That was that modern area. So just being able to get out and share this information, and I thank y'all for actually being transparent as much as y'all feel comfortable. Go ahead, Evangelist.
Okay, I just want to say, you know, even in writing, as I begin to think the book, and I remember talking to somebody not too long ago about the book, The Secret, The Silent Cry. And I told him, I said, this isn't a how-to book. This isn't, the stories that we're telling, they're not how-to stories, but they are stories of victory. They're stories of overcoming. They are stories of women who have gone through trials and traumatic experiences, but they came through. They survived. They overcame. They came out victorious, and they responded, you know, like, yeah, because this is what the world needs. We got enough of how-to books, but I need to hear from somebody. The people, like you said, these young people that are coming up, even some older people that are coming and that will read the book, they need to know they overcame. I can overcome, and it's not about 5 steps to coming out of trauma, 5 steps to overcoming, as you say, bullying, 5 steps to be the good first lady, or any other things that are going on that may be read. But it's about knowing that somebody is touchable and is tangible, that they've gone through and they've come out. And to look at them, I remember I read a book about 2 years ago. Another preacher that I came in contact with, and I bought her book. And to look at her and to read the story, you would never think that she had gone through the things that she shared in her book. And it wasn't a how-to book. It was just a book. She told her story, but it was a story of victory and overcoming. And as I was reading, you're rooting. You're like, come on, you got to make it through. And you're praying that even though it's in a book, okay, you already figured they're going to make it through. But in the end, she came out on victory's side, and then you look at them, and it's like, that's not you in the story. And this is what the world needs. They need to see that somebody has come through what they're going through or something similar, and it gives them hope. So that's another thing, as the book is, when it comes out, that as people read, that they will gain the insight and the strength to say, let me keep pushing. Because if he did it for Pastor Erika, if he did it for Sister Dorothy, if he did it for Evangelist Fuller, surely he can do it for me. And all I got to do is hold on and keep praying. So it's not a how-to book, but it's stories of overcoming.
It's overcoming. It's all about, I don't look like what I've been through.
Right.
And people look at me, and family, they look at me and they see me on Facebook, they see me with, doing well and all this other stuff, but they don't know my story. They don't know what I've been, they don't know what we've been through as women, you know, to get to where we are, you know, today. They don't know, they don't see the behind the scenes of us, you know, crying out and, you know, thinking about the things that we've been through. They don't see that part. And, you know, the silent cry seekers of the dark, you know, we're gonna bust through it. We're gonna tell these secrets. We're gonna talk about these stories, and you know, we're on a mission to help women, help anybody, you know, to come. Yeah.
So what I want y'all to do right now, because we got about 9 minutes to the top of the hour. Our calls usually last about an hour. I'm not going to be disrespectful to anybody's time, but what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to type y'all's links into the comments for your audience on how they can pre-order your book. The book is still being written. It's still being celebrated. It's being written. But I want you guys to type in the comments of how. So if you guys are following Pastor Erika or Evangelist Tammy, if you're following them, I want you to make sure you support them. Don't just support them by getting on the call.
Right.
Support them by purchasing the book. Okay. And purchase it from them. They're gonna make sure you get the pre-order investment of the book, and you'll be able to get a sign. I'm sure they're gonna get signed copies, right, ladies?
Amen. Yes.
Signed copies, and I'm sure they have some other things for you, but make sure you pre-order. So they're gonna put their information. You go ahead and type yours in here too, man. They're gonna put their information. It's gonna type here. They're gonna put their information in the comments. Okay. We're gonna put the information in the comments, and I want you, as y'all are doing that, I want everybody who sees this, the audience, to look at this. We do these types of calls every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But this is a special call. This is something. I had this vision of how I could help not just the ladies, but my wife is involved with this. So I wanted to be a blessing to everyone. And I thought about how we can actually put this thing out front. It's not just about, and I want everybody to understand this, and because some people get sensitive. Okay, now I need to be that direct person right now. This ain't just about selling a book. It ain't just about selling a book. But if you're serious about supporting the people who you're following, if you're serious about supporting the women who are on here, who are sharing, who are being transparent enough to share their situation with you, invest in their time and their effort. Invest and see what it is they're talking about, because I'm sure these stories are going to bless you, and it's going to be, if not just you, it may bless somebody that you know. See, we're not doing stuff for ourselves. It's bigger than us.
Yeah,
it's been past us. You know, it's about the people who are not strong enough to speak out. It's about the people who are not strong enough to acknowledge that they're going through something. See, for some people, being traumatized is a norm. It's happened so much to so many people that it's become normal. You know, like you hear people talk about the pandemic, but this is the new normal. This ain't no new normal. This is just something that we've adjusted our lives to do so we can actually still live and prosper and be healthy, wealthy, and wise. This ain't, but people talk about this, that's the norm. You don't want to have a conversation with a young lady, a little girl, a young lady, or a woman, and say, hey, that's just happened to me all my life. That's just how it is. You don't want to have that conversation with a little boy, a young teenager, or a young man, and say, hey, I've done this all my life. I grew up seeing it. You know, we got to stop. We got to stop accepting. We got to stop accepting mess.
That's right.
Because we know that God is not going to bless that mess.
Right.
That's right.
That ain't natural. That ain't normal. It's not normal for two people to be at each other. It's not normal for one person to take advantage of the other and make you feel belittled or weak or less than. That's not normal. It's not normal at all.
No.
So if you're looking at this, and you hear this, it may be one of these people that are actually dishing it out. Get some help.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because it started somewhere.
Right.
It was a seed that was planted. It's learned behavior.
That's right.
It's learned behavior. If you are the recipient of this behavior, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a doctor, but I have common sense. Right. If you are the recipient of this behavior, contact one of these ladies, contact somebody you trust, get some assistance, and do your best to get out of that situation. Muster up the strength to say something.
That's right.
To say something.
That's right. And it's okay to say something.
It's okay.
No matter what they told you is going to happen. If you say something, that's not going to happen. And you have to trust and, get out. Don't stay in that situation. Don't be silent no more. Open your mouth and say something.
That's right.
Keep pushing until you find that person that's going to do for you and be there for you. Don't stop at the first no, but keep pushing, because somebody's going to hear you and help do what needs to be done in your life.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that first no is somebody that couldn't help you anyway. So let's keep it moving. So
keep it moving. That's right.
Listen, ladies, we're coming up on the top hour. Pastor Erika, I'm going to give you opportunity to leave us with some words of encouragement. Anyone who's out there looking and listening that may be in a situation, what would you tell them?
Don't trust what you see, but put your trust in God and know that He's able. Know that you're stronger than what it appears to be, and fight like you never fought before.
All right.
That's good.
Evangelist, you got something for us?
I'm going to piggyback off of what she said. Keep fighting, keep pushing, no matter what kind of kickback you get, but keep pushing forward. Let your voice be made heard. Don't be silent, but make your voice heard. Somebody's waiting to hear you. Somebody's waiting to hear your cry. So keep pushing forward. There's somebody there for you. Don't feel like you're all alone, but there is somebody there for you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate everybody joining us today. Please go out and support the Silent Cry movement. Evangelist Tammy Fuller, Pastor Erika T. Moore. Please support. And we're excited about this movement. We're excited about Women's History Month. And we will definitely be here again next Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to support. And we're going to have some more ladies on that are part of this movement. So thank you so much. And have a great Saturday.
All right, you all too. And thank you.
Hey, like we always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. We'll see y'all next Saturday.
All right. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.